I swore an oath to uphold the laws of our nation. I am the law and order candidate.
He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing, like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
My first and highest duty as president is to defend our great country and the American people. So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise. My first and highest duty to defend our great country and the American people.
Did anybody ever hear of the great Alphonse Capone? Al Capone, great head of the mafia, right? Me, Scarface. He got a scar that went from here to here, and he didn't mind at all. But he was a rough guy. Now, I heard he was indicted once. A couple of people told me a few times more. But I was indicted 4 times, and Al Capone, Alphonse. You know, if he had dinner with you, and if he didn't like the way you smiled at him at dinner, he would kill you. You'd be dead. By the time you walked out of the nice restaurant, you would be dead. He got indicted once, I got indicted 4 times.
The man who sent homemade bombs to Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and others pleaded guilty to criminal charges today. Cesar Sayoc sobbed in court and apologized. None of his bombs exploded. Sayoc was living out of a van in Florida. When he was arrested last fall, he faces life in prison.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
I am the law and order candidate.
I asked you a yes or no question. Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And so
your answer is no.
My answer is qualified yes.
Could actually order an assassination, and if he's not impeached or convicted, immune?
I think he's really making the argument for Jack Smith. This is exactly what Jack Smith has been warning about, that are we a country of presidents or a country of kings? And I think what Trump's lawyer effectively argues that we are a country of kings, that the president can act as he wants, as he chooses, whether it be violence. We had violence on January 6th, but he's saying the president can take it a lot further. The president himself can direct that violence openly, using official government resources, and that's fine.
You should all stay in those voting booths. You should stay there and watch. And if you see bags of crap coming into the voting areas, you got to stop it. You can't let it happen.
President Biden awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal to 14 people, including veteran elections workers Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss. Both women were forced to quit their jobs and go into hiding after the 2020 election when they received nonstop death threats. Those threats were thanks to failed presidential candidate Donald Trump and his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, who falsely claimed that Freeman and her daughter tampered with Fulton County, Georgia ballots. They did not. And Trump's own Justice Department told them so. But those claims, unfounded though they were, turned those women's lives upside down.
I am the law and order candidate.
He's going to finally give a direct order to deploy paratroopers into the streets of Washington, D.C., and I'm thinking with weapons and bayonets. And this would be horrible.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
He says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something. And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should bring in the troops and shoot the protesters.
The commander-in-chief was suggesting that the U.S. military shoot protesters.
Yes, in the streets of our nation's capital. That's right. Shocking.
My first and highest duty to defend our great country and the American people.